Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I'm Luke and I talk about vintage, classic, affordable fragrances here on this channel, and today I've got a perfume haul for you, and I have to be very transparent. All of these except for one were gifted to me by a very dear friend of mine from Portugal whom I visited in the last week. I've just come back and I have to do a haul because she had so many amazing vintage gems prepared for me, and I'm so excited to review these. So let's start at the very beginning. Let's start with the oldest one. This is Tabu by Dana. This is a drugstore classic from the 1930s. It was launched in 1932. The nose behind it was Jean Carl, and as he was creating this, he was instructed to make a fragrance for a whore, un parfum pour une putain, so a fragrance for a prostitute. And this scent, when it came out, it was indeed very shocking. It was not for everyone, but the marketing behind it was absolutely genius. And to this day, this is very popular, and to this day, this is very affordable. So I got this amazing vintage set. This is the eau de cologne 74 milliliters, the shower gel, the body lotion, and the dusting powder. Needless to say, I love the scent. This is delicious, sweet, powdery, resinous, balsamic, spicy, but very comforting and wearable. The opening really evokes that sweet, boozy Coca-Cola with a splash of citrus, makeup powder, spices, and the dry down is all about the smouldering resins on a bed of amber and patchouli. And despite its age, this fragrance has a thick honeyed sweetness to it. It's sweet, powdery, deeply animalic, deeply balsamic, but very easy to wear. The first time I wore this, I put on 15 sprays and it wore like a dream. It was so soft and powdery and comforting, and I got compliments on it. It was lovely. So does this compare to Yvresse by Estee Lauder? I wouldn't say so. It's in the same genre, but Yvresse is much more aromatic, animalic, and Tabu is just more buttery smooth, and I prefer Tabu, let me tell you that. This next one is Forever Gold by Laura Biagiotti, and that should ring a bell because Laura Biagiotti had a fragrance called Venezia back in the 90s. And this scent that came out in 2022 is, I would say, an almost exact replica of the original Venezia. I have the vintage Venezia, and I can tell you it smells 95% the same as Venezia. This is absolutely stunning, and I did know about this one when it was released, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And now, about 2 weeks ago, it was recommended to me by a subscriber in the comments. So I did look into it and I found it and I ordered it. And this is really nice. I've been wearing it a lot. The nose behind it is Anique Menardo, and that too should ring a bell. She was the nose behind Hypnotic Poison and Lolita Lompica. So she knows how to do these sweet, floriental scents. And Venezia, as well as Forever Gold, is a sweet ambery floriental, and this is just my favorite type of scent. It's a decadent, ambrosial, oriental scent with a vintage vibe. It's sweet, fruity, spiced, floral. It has lots of sandalwood. It's very similar to fragrances like Cashmere, Fire and Ice by Revlon, Venezia, of course, the original from the 90s. And this really is Venezia reincarnated. Believe you me, it's as if Laura Biagiotti re-released it. They didn't. I don't know why they didn't, but this really smells the same. I tried them side by side and almost no difference, little to no difference. This is gorgeous. Sweet, fruity, woody, floral, powdery, vanillic, ambery, and it has that Italian flair that I just love about the original Venezia. So I highly recommend this. 18 euros for 30 ml online, a bit more expensive in store. Let's start with the actual vintage gems, as promised in the title and the thumbnail, because I'm not someone who does clickbaits. Whatever I put in the title, that's what's in the video. So the first one is this Jaipur de Boucheron, and this is a classic fruity floral from 1994. Long discontinued, very hard to find, very rare, very expensive. Shall I go on? It was done by Sophia Groisman and Jean-Pierre Marie, and I can tell you that this is a splendid fragrance. This is spectacular. If you're a fan of Sophia Groisman fragrances, you're going to love this. This is your typical Sophia Groisman signature DNA scent profile, but it's the fruitiest of them all. It's sweet, fruity, powdery, but not juvenile. It's very elegant and sophisticated, and it does evoke images of, the majestic buildings of Jaipur. It's supposed to evoke this Indian Oriental dream. It says, Jaipur invites you to discover mystic and enchanted Orient. Obviously that can be a bit problematic nowadays, but we should be allowed to dream, shouldn't we? And I would love to visit Jaipur one day. I'm looking at photos online and I'm just mesmerized by the beauty of this place. And this fragrance is also mesmerizing. If you own other Sophia creations, you will find them similar to this because, they all have the same vibe. But this one is the fruitiest of them all, of the ones I have at least. So, Jaipur by Boucheron. So the next vintage mini that I got is this Chanel No. 5 Eau de Toilette. This is also vintage. I've no idea how old it is, but I can tell you that the top notes are a bit strange, so they might be off, but the dry down is still amazing. So I put this on. Immediately, it was a bit weird, but after 5 minutes, absolutely gorgeous. It smells like Chanel No. 5, What can I say about Chanel No. 5 that hasn't been said before? Not much, so let's just move on to the next one. I have a full review of Chanel No. 5 and I talk about it on my channel too often. Let's just leave it at that. Last but not least, I got a mini of Yvresse Eau de Toilette Légère. So this is the light version of the Eau de Toilette Light. Also from the 90s. The original was 1993, I believe. This one is 1997. And the original was also created by Sophia Groisman. Unfortunately, I don't know who the perfumer was for the Légère version, but I can tell you that this smells almost exactly the same as the original. Perhaps it's a bit lighter. And I have the original one. Mine's from 1996, I believe. So the bottle is from 1996. It's vintage. It's very old. This one is also vintage. They don't make this one anymore. And it really is just the lighter version. What else can I tell you? I haven't tested them side by side. I will do that. And if I find enough differences, I might do a dedicated comparison video. So these are all the new scents that I added to my perfume collection in the last 2 weeks. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider leaving a comment down below. And if you wish to see my Lisbon vlog, please continue watching this video. Bye. Hello and welcome to another vlog. This time I travelled to Lisbon, Portugal, where I spent 6 days. I did see many things, many attractions. Quite a few were closed, unfortunately. But most importantly, I got to spend time with my friend. I was invited over for lunch and dinner, and I had an amazing time. It was a blast. So I hope you'll enjoy this vlog. There won't be much chatting. It will be a very peaceful vlog. So thanks for watching. Enjoy. So on my first day in Lisbon, my friend and I, we popped into quite a few perfume shops and we tested this new L'Interdit. We didn't really like it. And the new Miss Dior Bleu Parfum, it was too sweet for me, too syrupy sweet. And we did find quite a few scents that we really liked, but we ended up buying nothing, which was great because I didn't really have enough space in my suitcase. And on Saturday, on the first day that we met, we went for a coffee, we went for lunch. She gifted this to me. and I was so excited. It was a complete surprise, and I love the scent. Dana Tabu, stunning. And these are just my other scents that I brought with me, and my Elnet hairspray that I bought at the airport. This is very interesting. The Design Museum had an exhibit on Vivienne Westwood. It was very interesting. I've never seen Vivienne Westwood clothes in person. I ain't got all the time in the world to stand in this queue to get in the monastery, so no thank you. In the rain, no thanks. Maybe another time.